from it. Destiny arrives all the same.
It's the strongman capital of the world, the Greater Columbus Convention Center here in Columbus, Ohio, home to the 2020 Arnold Strongman Classic. Competition is underway. Our 10 strongest have already tackled trial by stone, and next up it is bag over bar. Event 2 about ready to get underway. I'm Sam Farber, he's Dr. Bill Crawford, and it's already been an exciting first event here on this first day of competition, but now we shift slightly to a new phase, that is the Rogue Record Breakers. This is something that is unique here to this style of event. It's not just the elite athletes that are competing for the overall crown, but a few other athletes mixing in. They're not exactly every men or every women by any stretch of the imagination, but they get a chance to come here on the big stage here in the Rogue Record Breakers.
Yes, they do. They have to qualify to be here. These are terrific events. This gives athletes a chance to be on this stage and get recognition. But it's also about, this is a sports festival, and that really speaks to that. Even though we have elite, super elite competitions like the Arnold Strongman Classic, we also have other athletes that have a chance to come out, men and women. Strength is coming on. We've got a lot of people that are involved with strength athletics now.
Bag over bar, you could consider it maybe a little bit of the home run derby of this competition in the sense that you have to go over a wall. So there's that home run component to it. There's going to be a very entertaining competition. Getting a look here at where these competitors are going to tackle. It is the women here on bag over bar. You're starting on this 15-foot bar. Bags are going to increase round by round. It'll be very exciting to see these 4 women here go after this event. What are the keys you're watching for, male or female, when you're trying to throw something over a bar?
You want to be able to get your hips down and have explosive hips. You also want to guide the bag over. It doesn't matter if it goes high enough, it's got to go over the bar. That's why it's called bag over bar. That's a very disappointing result when it goes high enough but doesn't make it over.
Launch angle has become important, almost annoying in baseball, but it is important certainly here in bag over bar as well. Let's get a look at the competitors here in the field. Only 4 are going to be competing out here on the competition floor in front of some of the world's strongest fans. You see the names: Nikita Marzano, Donna Moore, Britta Vanguard, and Hana Lindsay. They are the 4 that will be competing here in bag over bar in our Rogue Record Breakers. They are ready to take the competition floor and just about ready to get this one underway, Bill.
Yes, I'm excited to see this. Also to have, again, an opportunity for women. This is a vision from Rogue and from Jan Todd to have women involved at this level of strength athletics.
And it's only growing and growing from here on out. And talking to a lot of the athletes and a lot of the organizers for the event, you can sense the emotion in seeing I think the acceptance universally for people to just be strong out there, be yourself, and how important that is in terms of having positive body image in that worldwide, whether you're able to compete on this level or not.
Well, there's a lot of discussion, is strong the new beautiful? And so a lot of people talk about that. I think what it does, it says that you can be a great athlete in many different ways, and sometimes traditional athletics doesn't always let people express what they're actually best at. This gives other people a chance, particularly women, and as the father of a female athlete, I'm excited to see that there is acceptance in this way.
We've got our 4 competitors taking center stage, and they are ready here in bag over bar. Also a bit of a preview of what we'll see with our 10 male 10 male strongmen coming out here on the competition floor. Obviously, the weights are going to be a bit different, but as you mentioned, for the fans at home who are used to seeing guys or girls tossing barrels or different implements over a bar, what are the movements that you focus on to know if someone's going to be able to excel at the heavier weights as they go on?
Well, basically, it's being able to get your hips down and to get a long arc on the bag, because radius and distance will cause that bag to go higher. So if you can get a long radius on the bag and have an explosive hips, in other words, driving back to front and getting the bag up, not just bending over, but getting your hips down and getting the bag up. Now what you're seeing, your athletes are, you're seeing great strong woman competitors, and Nikita Marzano is actually one of the top female Highland Games athletes in the world. So weight over bar for her, even though it's two-handed and it's a bag and it's a set bar, not for height, but increasing weight, she could do very well with this. She knows how to guide it over, and she is very good at this event. And then you've got, you know, great athletes like Donna Moore and the other two athletes, but Donna in particular, who's just super, super strong. She's a great stone lifter, so I expect to see her do something with this as well. It's going to be some of that experience, being able to get your hips down, get that long arc, and get that bag over the bar.
Just about ready to get the competition underway. Our first Rogue record breaker of this 2020 Arnold Strongman Classic.
I want to bring up the implements themselves. Those bags are phenomenal. I mean, I really love what Rogue's done with those bags. They're very durable. It gives a new dimension. You can do an indoor event that's weight over bar. The other thing is the actual apparatus that they throw over is 1000% foolproof, in that it's not going to tip or falter in some way, like sometimes you see other height events like weight over bar and Highland Games might be a little tippy, even some strongman competitions, but this is absolutely rock solid. So it'll be able to take a pounding, and it's at a set height, so you kind of gauge yourself inside of that. So I like this event very much.
When you were talking earlier today about how yourself in your competitive era or just training, this stuff just didn't exist. You built your own, and so you're expert in many, many things, but constructing a stone or building the apparatus so that you can do these kinds of things safely, it's not easy to do, and Rogue has taken this sport to a new level in terms of making these implements available for these elite athletes.
Well, a little bit of shameless product endorsement is that they put a lot of barbells and a lot of hands, but they're also showing that they can do a lot of other things that aren't necessarily just barbells. And they're also their commitment to other types of strength athletics. And again, we're back to the promotion of females in athletics as well. These bags are super in that they are so well constructed. These handles are very firm in the hands, and they're also wide enough that you don't get constricted by them. They're balanced, and they can take a big beating. The other piece of this is that being able to do it with two hands is a little bit different than one hand. I can tell you that it's almost harder in some ways, because with one hand you can reach back further and develop a greater radius.
Long lever.
Yes. So you really have to be more patient with two hands. So you'll see as they reach back, and then that hip explosion, and then guiding it over the bar. So with two hands it's a little easier to guide over the bar, but they don't get quite the radius. So at 15 feet, that's quite good. They could possibly finish at 55 pounds, and that's where the men start. I would love to see one of these women get close to that or exceed that. That would be a really huge, huge throw for one of these women.
Women are getting a little antsy out there, getting ready to get the competition started. This is one of the crown jewels in the sporting calendar, the Arnold Strongman Classic. And our Rogue record breakers, certainly a big part of the excitement here. Getting the final preparations in order. We will have our 10 Arnold Strongman Classic participants doing this event next. The order of events matters in terms of, strategy. Some implements are going to favor some athletes over others. Having bag over bar come directly after the trial by stone, any factor there in terms of guys recovering or what they have to do moving from one to the other?
It gives the athletes a chance to kind of catch their breath. I was a little surprised by some of the performances in that I thought some would do better, but it really shows it's a tough event. Only 4 completed the course. Martine's very close to completing the course, but it really shows what a tough event that was. So this gives them a little bit of a breather, but it also makes them change gears from kind of a brute strength, really more of a static event, even with the carrying, much more of a brute strength event. And this is explosion. Some of the athletes will get to expose some of their strengths, and that they'll have the ability to show explosiveness, and some of the athletes will have to overcome maybe their inability to throw overhead like this.
And also the technical nature of this, as you mentioned. Trial by stone, there's a lot of technical stuff to that too, but at the end of the day, it's brute strength, and time under tension is a lot over those 5 stones. Here, it's a lot less weight, obviously, but you have to be precise in those movements, testing something very different. Looks like we are just about ready to get things going here in the Rogue Record Breakers. Being told part of the delay is that some of the women were changing their weights up to the moment of competition. So that, has a slight change in the order, and thus the slight delay here. So that's a little bit behind the scenes for you. Britta Vanguard is going to be going first. She will be starting off, I believe, at 25 pounds, but we'll find out shortly.
Highland Games, they actually throw the 28-pound weight over bar, so this is kind of it's a big start, actually. You think they'd want to take their first warm-ups, maybe get a 15 or 20-pound bag in.
They choose their starting weight. The max out at, well, I suppose there is, higher weights available if they want to go.
Yes, but I would recommend maybe having kind of warm-ups on the stage here to gauge a little bit better.
Britta Vanguard is up first. 25-pound bag. See the beautiful rig as well here that Rogue is constructing. Again, just kind of making things uniform. I mean, even odd apparatuses, things that there's only one of, like the Wheel of Pain that we'll be seeing later on. The quality and the beauty of the construction, makes it something special.
Wow.
There you see Britta Vanguard easily over that 15-foot bar.
I think that was a successful throw. About 5 feet over the bar. She's selecting her second weight there.
She might up it a couple of pounds after that.
I know.
Hana Lindsay is next.
After I was talking about that's a huge start.
Lindsay at 25 pounds.
Oh, doing the suitcase style.
Very nice. Good angle there.
So that's a suitcase style where you point the implement forward as opposed to sideways, where you can read the letters forward. Here's Nikita, very experienced in this event. Ode Haugen talking to her.
Nikita is going to be starting at 30 pounds from Philadelphia area and Wilmington, Delaware.
Great Highland Games athlete.
30 pounds, gets it over.
Excellent throw. The only thing about holding it that way, I think you actually cut down a little bit of the arc. I would personally recommend holding it where you can read the letters from the numbers from the front. It seems this is the prevalent style they decided on.
Donna Moore from England, 30 pounds, her starting weight. Good launch.
Had the height.
Didn't quite get. Is she too far away from the bar, or
possibly
she just
needs to make the, so excuse this term, a parabola. It's a parabola, so she needs to get the peak right there. She needs to step back about 2 feet. She needs to hurry. She's going to be out. Even Magnus is kind of giving her some coaching. Wow.
Donna Moore unable to get the 30-pound bag over the bar. She got it higher than the bar, but that's not the test here.
Correct. So some of the experience of being able to do this event is that you know where you need to stand in a very uniform way, or kind of gauge that. If you do make a mistake, you can adjust yourself. You need to stand further away or closer. And you want the bag to peak on top of the bar. That's optimal. That's where you're going to get your great heights.
Next up is Britta Vanguard. Kind of like in high jump. They might only be over the bar that split second, but that's the second they need to be over it. Britta Vanguard very easily over 30.
Beautiful. So she's at 30 pounds.
So she matches Nikita Marzano. Hana Lindsay is next up at 30 pounds.
And she's holding it where the wide part of the bag is going forward, and the other two athletes are where the numbers are going are in front. So a different orientation.
Lindsay easily over. So everyone still in the competition has completed 30 pounds. Nikita Marzano will go to 35. Donna Moore eliminated, unable to get it over the bar at 30 pounds. Does the number of throws, at what point does that really start to impact them in terms of fatigue?
Well, you just want to hit it on the first one if possible.
She hit the rogue sign literally there. Needs to go over the bar, 20 seconds. Once again, right into the bar.
Technically, I would say she needs to get her hips down and get a bigger arc on this.
Probably her last attempt. And unable to go over the bar, so Nikita Marzano stuck at 30. She is, I believe, the leader since she did it on her first attempt. But we'll see if anyone can move ahead. Now, Britta Vanguard looked very smooth on 25 and 30 pounds.
Yes. Very explosive.
35 next.
She draws the bag back very well, and her back to forward hip movement is very sharp. That's exactly what you want. Okay, two contrasting styles, honestly.
35 pounds to take the lead. Got it.
Nice. Wow. Notice how far back she was able to get that bag because she had her hands in that forward orientation as opposed to side to side as opposed to front and back. That front to back orientation cuts off your arc. If I were a coach, I would recommend that the athletes hold it with their hands side to side to increase the arc.
Hana Lindsay is next. She is not listening to you.
She might just be strong enough to just do it.
She is.
Wow.
So interesting that our two athletes that elected to do, let's call it a warm-up toss at 25 pounds, are the only two that are able to continue here in the competition. The two that elected to start at 30 didn't go any further.
Yes. So that just shows that sometimes knowing who you are in a competition, maybe just slowing down a little bit. It's not how you start sometimes, it's how you finish. And I think that wisdom is coming to play here.
Britta Vanguard next at 40 pounds. Using that style you were asking for. And short of the bar on her first attempt. She has that 30-second window.
She cut it off. She cut it off. She didn't completely extend her hands over.
Questionable on whether that one was ever high enough, but certainly did not have the angle. So Britta Vanguard, 35 is where she is going to stop. And now the question is, can Hana Lindsay eclipse that?
She rushed it a little bit. You got to be patient and let that bag drop down and then set your hips down and then follow that arc up. She rushed it a little bit on that last bag.
Taking a look here, trying to choose her spot.
So it got a little heavier and she rushed it. Now if she can just take her time and let that bag swing back and get that big arc.
40 pounds.
She stepped back about 2 feet and she'll get it.
It looked like height-wise she was there, or very close at worst.
Had the height, the check's in the mail. Very close. She's got 5 seconds. Can she do it?
Gonna try and give it a throw. Oh, the buzzer beater! Hana Lindsay!
That's great. I thought it was sort of going to be a cursory throw, and she just said, I'm going to just do this. That's fantastic.
That was unreal. And because of the recent worldwide events, the normally large crowd here is limited to just your fellow competitors. But this was special here, and you saw the people here who know just how hard that is go crazy for Hana Lindsay, getting that 40-pound bag over the bar. Absolutely incredible.
The world's strongest audience.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
I think the success for her was that she reached all the way up and all the way back.
Representing Alabama and representing it well, Hana Lindsay with our Rogue record breaker, and she is standing by with Kiki Dixon.
Hana, what an incredible performance you just had. You were able to pull it out the bag with 5 seconds to go. How did you do that?
I just ripped it and did as much as I could, and we swamped it.
Yes, you did. And what does it mean to you to be competing here on this competition floor and set that record right now?
I think it's a little insight to see what's coming. I'm on the uprising, and I have a lot to show the world, and I'm ready to do it on this platform. And just thank you for everyone that has put this together for us. And I want to thank my parents, my boyfriend, for everything that they do for me, and my coach, and everybody that's a part of this.
Well, congratulations. We look forward to following your journey.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kiki. Thank you to Hana as well. That was incredible. Are you not entertained? You should be.